So it has actually been a while since I filmed a video, and I decided that the greatest topic to talk about at this point in my life is one that may be a big deal to many of people, though it's not something that we can easily talk about. Hi, I'm Sierra and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time coming, especially for this particular video, thank you so much. Subscribe and all that good stuff. But yeah, let's get to the big topic at hand. You could probably tell from the title of this video, the big age that is coming my way is that I am about to turn 30. It's happening. For everyone, turning 30 is something that you know is going to happen, but when it finally does, you may have some feelings of feeling like you're not at the place that you should be, feeling like you're not doing enough, and feeling like compared to other people, you could be doing way more. And I know that because I feel that exact same way, and that's why I decided to do this. A couple of days ago, I was grateful enough to participate in a Women in Tech panel at my job, where we talked about being women in tech and what was like being in the, industry of technology and how we got to where we are, a lot of our inspirations, our goals, and all of those cliche things. However, that exact morning, I could not even begin to explain, guys, how anxious I was. And it wasn't so much about public speaking, because I love public speaking, that doesn't bother me at all, but it was more so about the fact that I realized that I am 30, I'm not where I should be, or at least where I think I should be, and I should be doing more. When it comes down to societal timelines that talk about how you should be having, kids, or moving into your own home, or having a luxury car and doing all of that, I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not real. Because those societal standards came when it was time for you to be able to buy a car. It was like $60 and a house was like 10. Like, the societal norms that continue to hang over us and trope us and make us feel like we should be doing more are not real, especially in this economy. It's just impossible. It's not real. And another thing that I feel like is absolutely not real is everyone's favorite app to compare their life to. Well, plethora of apps, which is social media. We get on social media and we see TikToks of people waking up in a high-rise apartment, putting on designer clothes just to go make an iced latte and sit on their gigantic couch all day and watch Netflix. We see people say, spend the day with me, and all they do is spend money on high maintenance, hair, nails, all of that. And we often feel like because that's not something that we're able to do, that it's something that basically signifies that we're not where we should be. Outside of a lot of y'all getting pooped on for money and doing things that y'all would never want anybody to know to get your bag. And if that's how you get it, that's your business. I'm not judging. But social media isn't real. Have a conversation with these people that you think are doing great, and they will be completely transparent about how they are behind on their rent, they're behind on their bills, they got $10 to their name. Mind you, they just posted a photo in full weather yesterday. Like, a lot of people post on social media to keep up with a life and a facade that they've created for themselves that nobody asked them to create, but you sit at home on your phone and you often feel bad about yourself because of it. Like, trust me, DHgate is very real, and if it's not, so is debt. Get over it. Of course, people will post content that people want to see for engagement, but you can see it and also not compare yourself at the same time. Enjoy it for what it is, close the app, and try not to lay up at night with a million thoughts racing in your mind about how you're not there, this person's doing so much and they're younger than me. Doesn't matter. Their path is theirs and yours is yours. I'm 29 right now, and my birthday is in about 2 months, and I'm still at home. I work in the city and I'm a New Yorker, so I don't have a car. I do have a license though. Do not try to play me. But I often feel like I could be doing a lot more with myself. I've taken the attempt to go to college route before, but no major was really for me. And I found it really hard to kind of balance out working a part-time job and school. The work-life balance just wasn't there for me, and it often bogged me down, made me feel anxious, and I took the easier route of not giving up, but doing what was best for me, my mental health, and, I felt like college is for anyone at any point in time. I do still feel that way, because even when I was in school, when I was in my 20s, there were people older than me just chasing their dreams and just finding the means to get to where they want to be in life. So I hope that everybody that I did go to class with, I hope you graduated, I hope you did it. I didn't. Fuck it, we ball. Whatever. I think that another thing that we also tend to forget is just by waking up, paying bills, going to work, and going back home, you're doing a lot more than others and a lot more than you give yourself credit for. When I have these moments, which are often, the first person that I talk to about it is my mom, and she often will bring up the same thing. Who pays your bills? Who buys you what you need? Do you have health insurance? Like, these are the small things that she brings up to me that are, like I said, small. But when it comes to adulthood and managing yourself, and especially in this economy, paying a bill or even having health insurance is something that a lot of people don't have. We spend a lot of time just waiting in misery about the things that we don't have when we should pay attention to the things that we do. In this job market, you have a job. You're doing great. In this housing economy, if that's the right word for it, where rent is through the roof, yeah, you're at home and that may not be great, but there's a roof over your head. And you should really value that roof if you have parents that aren't sick of you and want to get you out of the house. Like, you're in a peaceful environment where, yeah, it's realistic for people to bump heads, but like, you and your parents aren't at it every single day. And it's also important to realize that I didn't remember 1 and 2. But there are things that you really should take into account and give yourself credit for, instead of being like, oh, I don't have this, or that, so I'm doing bad. Pay attention to what you do have, because you can lose it quicker than you get it. And then once it's gone, you'll be like, well, damn, I should have cherished that while I had it. One really, really important thing that I probably will nag and blab on and on and on about when it comes to you turning 30 or approaching 30 or even in your mid-30s, your day one can be any single day. I'm currently in therapy to battle how anxious I am, and one of the reasons why this video is even coming into fruition is because she has me doing exposure therapy in a sense. Despite me loving YouTube, I sit and I think about ideas. I think that they're great, and I never sit in front of the camera and film them because I get nervous, I get anxious, and I just think that I'm wasting my time. Especially since I don't have an aesthetic studio or an aesthetic apartment to film my stuff in, I feel like nobody will be interested. Not true. You don't know how many people you are affecting when you take that big leap, take that big jump to do something as big as YouTube, start a business, or just, change career paths. Your bravery is someone else's inspiration. And even if you're not looking to do it to be a resource to somebody, like I said, your day one could be any day. Just because you're not starting at 20, just because you're not starting at 19, doesn't mean that you can't start over and find your own way and come to terms with, hey, I've had this job for a while and it's not for me. I want to pursue a career. I want to start a business. I want to be bigger than who I am right now. Turning 30 is just a number. It is a great number. But if you can't make it in your 20s, you can't start in your 20s, you can start in your 30s. You can start in your 40s, 50s, or 60s. Turning 30 is just a milestone that you should celebrate, rather than look at it as something that makes you feel as if, there's a race or something to keep up with. Nobody should be keeping up with anybody, unless it's to say something positive, if we're being honest. Because if you keep it up for me to hate. Another thing I want to talk about when it comes to turning 30 is something that not many people may be good at, or finances. I'm just gonna put it like that, finances. Everybody has the same goal of chasing financial freedom and, having unlimited funds and multiple streams of income. Some people just like to work their 9 to 5, be able to afford nice things, take a vacation, and get in the bed. Both options are fine, but like I said with social media, where people front for the camera, people will also front and pretend like they're in one position and they're not. A lot of people didn't grow up with parents that were financially, knowledgeable, so they didn't have the ability to pass that on to their kids, which would essentially be us. Finances and paying off debt and opening up credit cards, I'm there. We're all there. If you're not, kudos to you. But it sucks. But you'll figure it out, creating plans, budgeting, the cliche talks, what is it, the 30, 60, 80 or something rule, I like to take money out in cash and set it aside because I know I'm not going to spend it if it's physical cash and not on a card. Luxurious girl math. But just like moving out, having a luxury car, some people aren't financially stable either. And if that's you and you're about to turn 30, apply yourself. I hate to tell people to do that, but I think that it's also important that we start embracing the things that we've done by the time we've hit 30. Much like I told you guys to just be proud of yourselves that you've come this far and you have a roof over your head, etc. I myself have been able to travel quite a lot and see places in the world that I never thought that I would be able to see. And I often reflect on them weekly because it's like, wow, I may not have this, but I have a lot of that. I'm well-rounded. I've seen so many, I've just done a lot that I never thought that I'd be able to do. I think that it's important that when you're reflecting with yourself, you focus heavily on who you are, not what you aren't. It's okay that you don't have 6 Chanel bags. You did not sleep with a basketball player. It's okay that you don't have a high-rise in ATL. You are not sleeping with someone's husband. It is okay. And if you got it without sleeping with a man with money, kudos to you. I hope you're not walking around making other people feel bad about themselves because they're not in the same place as you, because you're rotten and your wig is lifting. And that's very nasty of you. But back to the focus here. I want everyone who is 28, 29, 30, 35 to really remember that turning 30 is okay. You are not old. You are not lost. Well, you might be lost, but you'll find your way. Excuse me. You might be a little lost, but that's okay. Doesn't mean that you're a loser because you're not here or there in life. People are liars, especially on Instagram. People be lying. People be face tuning. They don't look like that in person. They don't. It's all right. I want you to also remember to just continue focusing on living your life. Please live in the moment. Please enjoy every second that you have here on earth. Remember how beautiful that is. Just something as little as being able to wake up and breathe and stretch and use all 4 limbs, 10 toes, and 10 fingers is important, and it is vital, and it is things like that that we consider small that we don't, value and we kind of take for granted just because it's, not what we really want in life. I want you to remember that you're gonna turn 30, you're gonna turn 40, and within that, that 10-year gap, you're gonna accomplish things. You accomplished things in your 20s. You accomplished things yesterday, the day before that. You're going to accomplish, you're going to be able to do, you're going to be able to grow. And if you feel like a failure, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It is not the end of the world. It is just the end of your 20s. We're facing front now. We're not looking back there. Last thing that I really want to talk about is how hard you can be on yourself when it comes to your past decisions and how we kind of hold on to them and use them as reasons to not try new things, reasons to not let go, reasons to not kind of shed off the old you and grow into the new you. Who you are in your 20s, in your teen years, plain and simple, you were a fuck up. You did not know what you were doing. You were just finding your way, and that's okay. But to lay up every night and think, oh God, why did I do that in 8th grade? Or oh God, maybe if I did this differently in high school, I'd be here or there. There's no time to think about that no more. That's why you stuck, because you're stuck in the past. Face front. There's no need to get anxious about it. There's no need to compare yourself to people that you went to high school with. Oh, stop that. There's no need for you to really hold the old you against yourself and look at that person as a loser or a fuck up or a failure. You had to go through it to grow from it. Yeah, you did. You went through it, you survived, and now you know more. Imagine going through the things that we went through in high school in your 30s or your 40s, at your big age, acting like that. Everything is all about perspective. There was a time, I think maybe about a few months ago or so, that I was really, really dark and everything was dark. I love to complain. I'm a hater. I don't care. But everything felt negative. Everything felt dark. And there are a lot of people that aren't religious, but I literally thought, damn, God has really given me a lot and I'm not thinking about that. I'm more so thinking about what I don't have yet. I'm more so thinking about the negative. And instantly from that moment, everything changed for me. Everybody has a rough day at work. Everybody has a job that they hate and they cannot fathom getting up and going to every single day, but they still have to. You're not alone in that thought process. But I need you to walk into those situations, your 9 to 5, those interactions with people that may feel uncomfortable for you. I need you to walk into them every day thinking of the positive. If things get awkward and, you may not like approaching someone, practice that. Get used to that. Put yourself in the uncomfortable and realize that once you walk out of it, the only thing that you've left with is a lesson. I want you to consider thinking, even though it is a little cliche and it may be difficult to do, damn, at least I have a job. If there's a part of the day in your job that you hate, I don't know, you have to talk to people or use technology that you're not familiar with and it always breaks down, whatever the case may be. If you approach that with a negative mindset, it's going to be negative. One thing that I think is super important at any age, especially when it comes to turning 30 or whatever, is your mindset. Practice a better mindset and take more time out for yourself and be kind to yourself. Award yourself for the small things. Now, use award yourself very lightly because I will go shop and buy myself something that I don't need. See, that's why I brought up financial habits. Fix that too. But I want you to give yourself a lot more credit, even if it's something small. You did it, you faced it, you conquered it, and you came out alive. And that's super, super important. All right, y'all, so that really concludes this video for now. I plan to make a lot more. I think that this is just the start of what I want to do. Referring back to the panel that I mentioned earlier, it felt good to be in my true yapper mode and just talk to people and connect with them and make sure that they left the panel feeling really good. All I really want to do is make people feel good and be a resource for them. I know that there's someone on this earth right now that needs a video just like this, and I hope that it makes a difference for them. Hope it makes a difference for you. So yeah, I'm done bobbing for now. Hopefully there will be a travel vlog coming up soon. I would love to make more content in between that. I might, who knows? But if you're turning 30 or if you're turning 18, 20, 25, who gives a shit? Whatever age you're turning, be kind to yourself. People on Instagram be lying. Any day is your day one, and I'm proud of you. You're doing great, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.